In PrimeBid, there's a database of lists. These lists are things like the division codes and descriptions, section codes and descriptions, other bid breakdown information, and the contents of other lists that display in PrimeBid. This database is found in the database menu of PrimeBid, and it's a separate database with its own file compared to the vendors lists in PrimeBid, which are a different database that interacts with the bid file. The database in PrimeBid is a file that is shipped with PrimeBid that has some of these elements filled in. Each element, like the divisions, can be edited from this menu, and the divisions themselves can have the code numbers changed, the descriptions changed, and you can see that there is a 5-digit or 16 division CSI division list and a 6-digit or 48 division CSI list here in the system. Both of those CSI systems are contained inside of the same database. There will be sections of work that fit under the 16 division system and sections of work that fit under the 48 division system. For all of the lists in PrimeBid, we have the ability to accept our changes, close the window, make a new choice or new list member, delete one, or cancel our revisions. As well, lists can be imported in PrimeBid from a text file so that if you have lists in a different system, they can be transferred electronically into this worksheet. All of these windows operate the same. There is some form of code and some form of description that is aligned with that code for display in the system. That was the divisions list. Let's go ahead and look at this sections list. This list doesn't have the tabs at the top, and it has a value for the 16 division system and for the 48 division system attached to the same section description. Depending on which of those division systems you're using, will use the code that matches the division system. Again, this list of sections is editable, can be modified and changed according to your liking, even a list imported to overwrite this. Also, for the lists in PrimeBid, there are job cost phases, bid breakdowns, bid items, work regions, and customers. These lists are pre-set up lists that allow you to make the predeterminable choices that would show up, for instance, in the job cost phase. During the job cost phase assign filter, you would get the closest match of a job cost phase code or description when you're on one of those columns in a cell as you begin to type in values. In this case, a job cost phase code is an alphanumeric code, whereas the divisions and sections list are strictly numeric codes. So here you see 10,520 coming before 1,055 because these are sorted in an alphanumeric format. The other division and section codes sort right justified, and they sort in a numeric only format. The bid items and bid breakdowns that can be set up as the defaults for those lists are also using alphanumeric codes to sort them and for your lookup procedures. These lists are very handy in PrimeBid, and the file or the database file that makes up that list is one that should be kept on your network that everybody should open and be using a common file with your specific edits in it. The lists are very handy. They're customizable. You can start with a starter database. If you do start with the starter database that has only one division in it and nothing else filled in, you can then import your lists into the starter database, rename this starter database file, and then save it and open it and reuse it. Prime bid comes shipped with a complete list of the divisions and sections and some sample job cost phases, bid items, and bid breakdown structures. The rest of the lists are up to you to determine what you want their contents to be.